I'm still refreshing. Okay, I see the symbol. I think we're live. Hello, 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 hello. Is there anybody listening? Listening?
Hold on, let me put some music.
Are we audible? Or is just your background music? Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, folks, technical difficulties. And then I went in a beer run. Enjoying this Astros game. Oh, can't say the score, but we could use a lot more runs. I can tell you that. It's not as bad. It was way worse the past two games. It was way worse the past two games. Today's a little more manageable. Uh, so live. It's like my pappy always says, Danny. You put a lime in the coconut and you mix it all up. Oh, Jesus. Uh, well, we'll have to do TikTok after we get fired from our respective jobs. All the obscene things we probably would say. The cats. Okay, the Zoom meeting is okay, right? It's just the Twitch and the YouTube that's lagging a bit. Sure, go ahead, start. I know where to begin. We are? Okay, I don't see the video. There's the video. Yo, 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 what up, man? Welcome again to Mezzo Forte Sportz. This is part 2 of episodes Tuesday. This crazy Tuesday we got going on here. It's crazy. It's wild. We're getting into it. What were we talking about last? Oh, uh, well, glad to be here this Tuesday evening. We have a little bit of promotional consideration brought to you by Devil Dogs Detailing. If you're an SA and you want your car's interior looking like new, you know a guy who worked like a dog for you. That's Devil Dogs Detailing out there in San Antonio. Hit him up, holla. That's Devil Dog Detailing. Devil Dog. Oh, thank you, Dan. So yes, what we left off on was a little bit of basketball talk. I was just about to get into my little rant about Simmons. The drama keeps unfolding. It's weirder and weirder. So what happened? Well, Philadelphia 76ers actually suspended Ben Simmons for their season opener after a little disagreement or spat, if you will, during their latest practice. 76ers announced late Tuesday uh, during their Tuesday practice that Simmons has been suspended for one game for conduct detrimental to the team. A suspension he'll serve for the opening game Wednesday when they face off against the Pelicans. So Simmons, he had been thrown out of practice by none other than 76ers coach Doc Rivers after he declined several times to do a sub in for like a particular drill, I guess. The 76ers fined uh, Simmons 1.4 mil for his absence from four total preseason games, which was about a 360,000 a piece. And I wish I had even one of those pieces. 360,000. Get out of here. You know how many years I could live comfortably off 360,000. Anyway, uh, and levied numerous team fines for missed practices, on court workouts, and meetings that he's missed. Simmons, he hasn't earned any money since returning to the team October 11th. So, by being suspended for Wednesday's game, Simmons will lose roughly another $227,000, chump change. Simmons' own reluctance to physically and mentally engage with the Sixers since his return has been a consistent recurring theme during this whole offseason. Tuesday really felt like the boiling point, that you might say, for this current situation that's pretty much been simmering for several months. Uh, Coincidentally, Wednesday will be 4 months to the day of that Game 7 when they were in that Eastern Conference semifinal against the Atlanta Hawks, in which the game where Simmons passed up on an open dunk that would have tied the game with less than 4 minutes left, and the Sixers went on to lose, and they saw their season come to an end. So, coincidence? I don't know. But being suspended by Doc Rivers because of practices, that's not a good look on you, guy. That's just showing, that's giving another reason for other teams not to pursue you. If you're like, I even saw footage, like the whole team was like huddled and doing drills. He was just in the background bouncing a ball. He just looked totally dazed. Like, this is a guy who just doesn't want to be here. Hey, everybody has that coworker who has that vacant expression, like that doesn't really want to be there. Well, he had it all over his face. Just, yeah, nothing but that. So, it's must see TV. Don't get me wrong. But Simmons and this whole thing, even Joel Embiid was like, it's not my responsibility to take care of this man. Like, I don't care what the hell he does anymore. Like, screw him. It's like, oh, he didn't say screw him, but essentially, like, I'm sick of it. It's not my responsibility. He's a grown ass man. Like, if he's gonna fuck up, well, it's not on me to take care of his ass. So good for Embiid. Worry about your own work performance, not somebody else's. So Simmons, see where that saga leads up to. What are your thoughts, Dan? Any thoughts on the Simmons? Yes. Yo. I mean, you're an employee. You're an employee. Oh, okay. Uh, and by trigger, you mean that's a metaphor for a trade. To trade Simmons? Yep. They just kept asking for too much. His stock is going down. Yeah. Okay. Dump Simmons off to the Kings. I mean, the Oklahoma City Thunder got still a surplus of first round draft picks. Maybe they could get rid of one of those and like a cheap player. So I don't know. We could speculate all day long about this, but I definitely would keep y'all posted on any new developments in the Simmons saga, as well as the Kyrie Irving saga, which currently just keeps getting more and more bleak. He didn't play today. Um, it says Irving is the lone NBA player who, as of Monday, is unable to play this season because of vaccine mandates from New York City, which enacted that mandate last month, requiring anyone going to a public gym, such as the Brooklyn's Barclays Center and Manhattan's Madison Square Garden, to get at least one COVID-19 vaccine shot. Uh, Even San Francisco passed a similar law that went into effect last week, but that required individuals to be fully vaccinated. So, with the Golden State Warriors forward Andrew Wiggins, who eventually got vaccinated, clearing him to play, and the New York Knicks are fully vaccinated, Irving is the lone Nets player who has decided to not get the vaccine, and therefore he is ineligible to play in games at either the Barclay or Madison Square Garden. It's a decision that, if he sticks with it for the entire season, could cost him close to $20 million. Now, the thing that I found interesting that I just read, it says that visiting players, however, are actually exempt from the law, meaning that Irving is the only one who was unable to play as a result. Um, Commissioner Adam Silver, he said that he has heard nothing about the possibility of the vaccine mandate in New York being eased at any point this season. I just found that interesting that they allow outsiders who are unvaccinated to actually play in the Barclays. Meanwhile, Irving, he gets hit by that stipulation. That's pretty weird. But nonetheless, yeah, he's mentioned time again. He still wants to keep playing. I mean, he's currently in his prime, right? It's fair to say he's in the prime of his career. He's he's not young anymore, but he's not that old either. Uh, he's currently one of the best point guards currently, if not one of the best. Right. Yeah. He mentioned above all else, he ain't gonna want to lose out on all that money. 20 mil, forget that. I mean, you mess with a man's money, you're messing with a man's emotions. So hopefully he can wise up before any more losses get amounted toward the Nets on his account. Every time they lose or barely win, it's always going to be some reporter. You think this was because Kyrie didn't play? No shit. What do you think? No further questions. So yes, aside from Simmons, Irving is definitely the other saga to watch for. And just one late entry, I noticed the Los Angeles Clippers center Serge Ibaka. He won't be able to play until the team's season opener Thursday against the Golden State. He won't be available, excuse me, to play against the Warriors, as per Coach Ty Lue. He's mentioned on the practice Tuesday. So what's up with Serge? Well, the 32-year-old recently progressed to full 5-on-5 drills during practice, but has been limited since undergoing that back surgery he had in June. Last season, Ibaka was first with the Clippers. Uh, his first season with the Clippers, excuse me, but it ended early because of that back injury. He averaged about 11.1 points, 6.7 rebounds, and about a block in 23.3 minutes across 41 games. So what did they do in Serge Ibaka's absence? Well, they added forward Marcus Morris Sr., who had some bad luck of his own. He suffered a right knee injury in that playoffs this past season. Um, would he be available to play Thursday when they face the Warriors? I think he would. Oh damn! Sorry, I'm watching the baseball game. So yeah, that's about the Clippers. Don't really care about them, but I'm a journalist. I have to report everything. Anything you want to add more on basketball talk? I think the Spurs dropped somebody recently. No. Ooh. go. Okay, you got to lure him with some picks of your own or a player or two. Got them number one picks, man. Got them picks. Yeah, we'll get right into it. There's a lot to talk about over the weekend and currently some developments that happened today. So yes, let's get into it. Bam. Let's do Diamond Talk. Let's do Diamond Talk. So the It's all right, man. Don't worry about it. Don't rush me. So there was I was going with some games to watch today. Well, there was a pivotal game 3 today versus the Braves and the Dodgers that currently happened earlier this afternoon. Got the results of that game already. And the game I'm currently watching right now, the game 4 with the Astros Red Sox. Currently the Red Sox are up in the series on our Astros 2-1. Some games that are going to go on tomorrow. Game 4, Braves Dodgers. Uh, Earlier today, it was the Dodgers who won in that pivotal must win. Otherwise, they would have been in the 3-0 hole. Uh, and then Game 5, there's definitely going to be a Game 5 of the Astros Red Sox tomorrow, regardless of whatever the outcome is of tonight's game. So just to rewind, what happened? Well, Friday, we saw the opener of the championship series between the Red Sox Astros. Yeah, it was close, but the Astros were able to win 5-4. It was awesome. So they faced them game 2 Saturday. That was pretty bad. I kind of saw in the beginning, in the very first 2 innings alone, grand slams from the Red Sox. It went from it's a grand slam. A grand slam gives you 4 because it's obviously the bases loaded, all those runners come home, and then the guy who hit the damn homer to begin with. So they had back-to-back grand slams, something that's like never been done or hardly ever is done in the postseason to have more than 1 per game. They had it back-to-back innings. So even early on, by like the 3rd inning, it was already like 8 or 9-0. Like shit. So it was a little too much of a burden to overcome. So like I said, after winning that game on Friday, Red Sox claims 2 straight wins, commanded the series now. Pretty much a video game like scoring. Houston really couldn't find a solid combination of pitchers to handle that high scoring early innings for Boston. I think they missed one of the relievers, McCullers, who was pivotal in the last series they had against the White Sox. I don't know what kind of injury he's dealing with, but they sorely need him now. So 1 game after G.D. Martinez and Rafael Devers each hit an early grand slam in Houston, Max Schwarber, excuse me, he launched a 2nd inning 3-0 pitch that was about 430 feet into the right field grand slam at Fenway. Boston is the first team with 3 grand slams in a postseason series. I don't know if they matched another team, but yes, they had another grand slam. That was on the game they had yesterday. It was a Boston win. It was also not pretty either. They won 12-3. So I don't know, man. Right now they need to avoid that 3-1 hole. They're not that far behind currently. Just a 1 run actually. It's in the bottom of the 7th. It's still pretty manageable. One of Boston's main weapons, or at least in terms of all those heavy hitters they got there, is Kike Hernandez, who he has about 18 hits during this playoffs. Oh, no. He's batting about 500, both leading the majors. In this last game, he was pulled out by the Red Sox manager, Alex Cora. And after the game, after they won, they asked him like, why'd you pull out Kike? Like, he's their best hitter. He's like, well, he's been on the bases like so many times in the past few days and weeks. Like he needed a break. Like cheeky bastard. Uh, so long story. Red Sox capitalized on the two Astros errors and the struggles for Houston starter uh, Jose Orikiri. He gave up about 6 runs, five of which were earned, and 5 hits and 2 walks. I don't know. We just our batters weren't doing it, and definitely our pitchers weren't. Uh, so we I don't know, man. And we can't get this game. Like the Red Sox have been smelling blood in the water. They're definitely going to want to close it out tomorrow. Uh, so hopefully we could ruin the chances and steal a game over there. Uh, so that's it for the Astros. Now, a game that happened earlier. Before I get into the game that happened earlier with the Braves Dodgers, I wanted to get into the previous game that they had. Uh, so Sunday's close 5-4 victory gave Atlanta Braves the command of the series with 2 wins to 1 after going for 0 runs until the bottom of the fourth. Atlanta's Joe Pederson, he homered off of the Dodgers ace pitcher Max Scherzer to right field, bringing in Austin Riley from first base in order to tie the score at 2 apiece. I'm giving a recap of Sunday's game. Um, the tie score would remain until the top of the seventh when the Dodgers scored 2 more runs off of a double hit by Chris Taylor to bring in runners Mookie Betts and Will Smith, not the actor. So LA's lead, the Los Angeles Dodgers had a lead in the game for just a little while. I think it was 4-2 or 5-2, excuse me. While Atlanta had answers of their own in the bottom of the eighth, being able to tie the game at 4-4, which is what the score remained until the final inning, the bottom of the ninth. The pitcher or the closer pitcher for LA was Bruce Gradle or Grade Roll, excuse me. And what happened? Well, Atlanta's Eddie Rosario hit a single to shallow center. He provided Dansby Swanson, who was currently on second base, just enough time to go ahead and get his run in to win the game 5-4. Saw it live. It was awesome. Definitely, it was a game that could have gone either way. And so, after that Sunday game, the Braves, feel like they're on top, 2-0. See if they could bring that momentum today. Well, the game moved to LA. All the fans were in attendance. It was nice, beautiful sunny day. Dodgers, they needed some late game heroics to not fall into that 0-3 hole in the series with the Braves. And just when all the momentum seemed to be going to Atlanta's side towards the bottom of the eighth, what happened? Well, LA's Cody Bellinger, he homered to right center. He notched in a 3-run homer, bringing in home runners Will Smith, not the actor, and AJ Pollock along with him in order to tie the game at 5-5. And so the scales begin to shift a bit in LA's favor. And who other than their all-star, Mookie Betts, he doubled to right center. Currently, Jesse Chavez was put in to pitch, thus relieving Luke Jackson for the Braves. And so when Mookie Betts did the double, he brought in the game-winning run, Chris Taylor, to give him the lead, 6-5. So in the last-ditch effort, the Braves hitters came up empty in the top of the ninth against Dodger closer Kensley Jansen. Final score 6-5. Series is now 2-1, still in favor of the Braves. Next game up to see if the Dodgers can tie or if the Braves can regain even more momentum in that series lead. They play tomorrow. So another night of pivotal games for the Red Sox Astros. I'm not sure what time that is. Red Sox Astros is at 5 p.m. So it's the earlier game. And then on 7 on TBS, it's that Braves Dodgers game 4. So definitely already coming in the thick of it. The race for the World Series on the line each and every at bat. Any errors are very costly. I saw a good amount of them by guys who hardly mess up all season. I mean, sometimes it's just a big stage. The nerves get to you. The crowds are a lot more raucous. Um, definitely still have high hopes for the Astros. Even if they whatever the outcome of this game, definitely going to tune in tomorrow to see if they can, I don't know, tie or even get the lead in the series. So, and there's other things around the league that were going on. Uh, didn't take note of them mostly as just players and team like extensions or firings that are going on, which is typical of off season. But this wild card, the race for the World Series definitely heating up. Uh, there's heroes and villains on all sides. Uh, I know our buddies Juan and Coach Tosco out there rooting for the Braves. Um, us here back home, Corey and myself, probably Danny and Evan rooting for the Astros. Even though Evan's a Washington Nationals fan, more God knows why. Uh, but yeah, that's all I have to say on my Diamond Talk for currently this evening. If by some chance we do get into the final innings or even the game winner, if we're still on air, which I doubt, I'll definitely announce it on air. But definitely it'll have a much different outcome when we get back on the air Thursday and we see who the winners are for tomorrow's matchups. Uh, but yeah, and in closing, it's a little bit 8 after the hour, and that hour is 10. So you know what that means, Danny. We're officially Mezzo Forte Sportz After Dark. That's right, we're After Dark. Unedited, unrated, uncut, unsolicited, unmarketed. Yeah, we're going wild. We get to cuss. Tasmagoria. Brought to you by our partners out there, Devil Dog Detailing. Devil Dog! Get your car looking brand new. If your seat's so clean, you can see your ass in them. But yes, after hours, I've been sipping on some beer all evening long. I want to get Danny. Just what are you sipping on over there? Any Manzana Sol anymore? That's cool. I like it. That's a respectable beverage. Bitchin'. I have been sipping on some more Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I stockpiled, I'm not gonna lie. I'm almost done with my supply. And still watching this Astros game. It just got a lot more interesting. Some Astros haters, some runs came in for the Astros. So I think momentum is shifting. Definitely, this game is far from over, even though it's top of the 8th. But we do have a bit of a tie game situation. I digress. Oh, no. Things are looking good. So yes, that's all I have to say on my Diamond Talk and our After Hours Talk. We need to dive into some football. I'm going to just quickly gloss over college, and then that way we can dive into the pros. Okay. Yeah, like I said, just a few things on the college ball that happened. A week 7 recap. Some games that were no surprise. You had winners. The people who you thought would win probably won. OU, they managed to beat TCU Horned Frogs 52-31. Although I think Spencer Rattler era is already in favor of their new rookie. What's his face? I don't even care what's his face. Looks like the rookies got it now. Alabama, they beat the hell out of Mississippi State 49-9. Georgia, that was a game I had high hopes for because they were playing. Georgia was number 1. Kentucky at the time was 11. Kentucky couldn't do much on offense. It was 30-13. They were playing in Georgia. Auburn, unranked Auburn, mind you, they were able to beat 17 Arkansas, 30-32. Unranked Utah, they beat the number 18 Arizona State, 35-21. Our own Baylor Bears, sick 'em, unranked, mind you. Unranked Baylor beat number 19 BYU, 38-24. LSU, unranked LSU, them Tigers, those Bayou Bengals. They had a slugfest of video game scoring, 49-42, beating the Florida Gators. 20 ranked 20 Florida Gators. A&M, for those who care, they beat Missouri, 35-14. Big whoop. Texas Longhorns, they couldn't do it. It was a tale of two halves. It looked like they had it in the bag in the first half, and then I don't know what happened to the Casey Thompson, or the whole running game just got shut down completely. Our defense looked gassed. I think Oklahoma State was playing they're like playing the hurry up, and they knew they could catch our defense off guard, but we lost at home. It's Oklahoma State Cowboys, big whoop. They were undefeated going into this game. They remain undefeated. They were number 12 at the time. I'm sure they'll move up in the ranks. Texas, who was 25, they'll probably move out of the top 25. No shit. But when one team leaves, another must come in. And that leaves another team from Texas that we all know and cheer for dearly is them Roadrunners on UTSA. How do they get there? Well, being undefeated helps. And beating the shit out of Rice University, shutout, mind you, 45-0 shutout win. That looks pretty good on paper. So, Rice, UTSA is officially in the top 25, either in the 24 or 25th spot. It keeps changing depending on which article I read. So kudos to them. A lot to cheer for in SA. So, in a non-related article I was reading, the American Athletic Conference, or AAC, has started receiving some applications from 6 different schools hoping to join that conference, and the AAC is expected to send them each a formal letter by the end of this week detailing some of the terms of expansion, as per sources out there with knowledge of the process. So who's in consideration to join the AAC, or the American Conference? I think that's a better term. There's Florida Atlantic, Charlotte, Northern Texas, UTSA, and the team they just beat the shit out of, Rice, for some reason they get a bid, and the University of Alabama Birmingham, or UAB. The Dragons have each officially requested to join the AAC, a move that was first reported by Yahoo Sports on Monday. It is the first step in the realignment process, which is expected to move quickly this week after the university presidents and the general councils have a time to review these terms. The AAC desires to expand comes after Cincinnati, UCF, and Houston decided this fall to eventually join the Big 12. UConn also left after the 2019 season. I don't know where they went. The addition of 6 more schools would expand the AAC to 14-team conference in football and basketball, while the crippling Conference USA, where all of those schools are currently called home, I don't know what's going to happen in the Conference USA. I think they just should call them Big 12 and do a big ass merger. I don't know. So just merge, man. Yeah. It'd be pretty ridiculous. So moving forward, so according to sources, the earliest that all these new teams could possibly join the conference would be maybe 23, 24 season, but it all depends on what the AAC can work out with those schools that are currently leaving. The AAC, by laws, requires schools to give a 27-month notice before they can leave and pay a $10 million buyout fee, which in college terms is chump change for most of these colleges. They just tuition hikes. My textbook is $200. But no, that's good. Good to see UTSA got moving on up. I just wish it was better teams that were also moving with them. Rice, North Texas, Charlotte. Never heard of Charlotte in my life. Either way, that's good. A lot of bright future for that football program out there in SA. I love it. The fans deserve it. They've been itching for some good football action in the Alamo City for quite a while, and the Road Runners are delivering. So good, good. I mean, they're already bowl eligible. Hopefully, they continue their historic season, and maybe they could beat out on a quality opponent in whatever bowl they end up being in. And then just a few things to skirt around. Washington State, their head coach and other coach, assistant coaches, they quit because they didn't want to get the COVID-19 vaccine. It was a shocker, not much of a scandal. It's just, all right, you quit, next person up. I don't. I think it was because of religious exemption that they didn't want to get the vaccine, which is fine. Follow with your faith, but it's a job. Bottom line is, it's a job, and you can't follow the rules. I mean, here's the door, man. We got 50 guys waiting to apply for your job. And speaking of coaches on the way out, a surprise came to me. LSU and Coach Ergeron, the championship winning Orgeron, they are going to part ways. This is their swan song, final season. It's a mutual breakup. Ergeron, he's going to be leaving after this season. Speculating, where the hell is he going to go? Is he going to keep coaching? Is he just going to retire? Is it because there's some kind of pending investigations going on with allegations against former LSU staff or players with, you know, sexual assault allegations? I don't know. But it was a big surprise. I mean, the guy won the championship not that long ago. Uh, and now it seems that, I know LSU is having, trouble adjusting after the Joe Burrow left. And they had a quality win against Florida just recently. So it's not like all hope is lost. And then immediately after it was announced Erdogan was going to leave LSU, everyone's like, "Oh, is Jimbo Fisher going to get the job at LSU?" Like, no, Jimbo Fisher's already the second highest paid coach, second only to Saban. Why the hell would he leave A&M? Unless it was, unless he gets more money than Saban, I wouldn't leave A&M. And he doesn't really want to leave A&M to begin with. Uh, so that's some of the more top stories I had to say about college. You want to add anything else before we move to the pros? For real. No. Uh, I'll give a more in-depth preview of current week 8 for college ball for this upcoming weekend. More on that for Thursday's show. So let's go to the Pros Bowl. The Pro Bowl. Let's go to the Pro Bowl. Uh, so yes, there were a lot of exciting games that happened this weekend. A lot of surprises. Cowboys had a thriller in Foxborough. The Cardinals, their offense just lit up the Browns. A game, I think the shocker of the night was the Ravens. Who knew the Ravens had that kind of firepower against the Chargers, who everyone thought should be like already like 6-0. But I digress. Go ahead, man. You want to talk about anything in particular? Oh no! Yep. The undependables. And they're still 5-1. The AFC's best record, 5-1, with so many men down. Lamar. Yeah, the dude can throw off grown men like they were 5 year olds. London. Confidence. Yeah. The- Not even points. Those are game winners left on the field. Oh no. Hell, even Baker Mayfield had like a bit of a shoulder injury. It's not season ending, but there's a bit of aggravating of his torn labrum in his non throwing shoulder. So he's not at 100%. Damn, the whole team's not at 100%. I had high hopes for the Browns. That's what's keeping them in their games. The defense. A fracture in the right hand, uh, though it's not a significant concern. Uh, they're going to go into a bye week. They'll reevaluate a little bit more. I don't think it requires any, surgery per se. So I think it's just one of those things. With rest, he'll be back like in a short few weeks. And that guy Knox, like he's emerging as like a household tight end, man. Uh, at least before the injury. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get it done. Let's get it done, man. So for those of you at home who don't know, the good, the bad, and the blitz, we all choose a game in our opinion that we thought was bad, that we thought was extremely good, and one that we think was just straight up weird, weird in a good way or weird in a bad way. We call that the blitz. Is that an accurate description? I mean, I always like to start with the bad. That's always the easy one. The bad. I'm gonna give the bad to the Detroit Lions, currently the only team left without a win. The 0-6 Detroit Lions. I don't know, man. They thought getting rid of Stafford and bringing in Jared Goff would change things. Just made them worse. I, I think last week their coach even had a tearful. He was he was just like, my guys giving it their all and we can't produce the wins. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. So it's sad. I mean, it's bad. I thought the Texans would be worse, but at least they have a win. I don't know who they'll beat. They have a win. The Lions are the only unwinning team. Whap, 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 whap. That's okay. I'm sure they'll do good with basketball. But that's my bad. What's your bad? Oh, elaborate. Shut me up. What? Yes. Yes. Got a little greedy. Yes. Oh. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's what it would be even more controversy if the Seahawks ended up winning. But the football gods answered and they said the Steelers had to win. Like, you should know the letter of the law about 10-second runoffs when tackled inbounds or shit like that. I agree. That sounds like a pretty good bet. I want to do my good and I'll save my blitz for last. Some good. Well, of all the teams that played this weekend, I think one that shocked me was the Chargers Ravens. I thought going into this, the Chargers were like hitting on all cylinders. Eckler like averages like 6 or more yards per carry almost. all the receivers, tight ends are on lock. Justin Herbert just looking like a stud, even though he's a young guy. But no, we were talking about it earlier. You cannot deny Jackson, even with all the injuries on his team. Jackson is the main X factor. Yeah, he totally lit it up. And the Ravens defense, in essence, they shut down everything. And I know because I had as the Eckler, I had Williams of the Chargers. They all didn't score. They didn't even get to double digits for my fantasy league, and either it was two field goals or it was a touchdown and a missed point after. But the Chargers could only muster 6 points, and they were doing pretty good in all these past 5 games. Like obviously, scoring more than 20 in each of them for sure. So I say the good Jackson and then the, that ragtag squad over there playing like a bunch of junkyard dogs out there in Baltimore. They're for real. That went the last Monday. They had that tight game. They just shocked all the Chargers fans, all the Vegas bettors and shit. I'm pretty sure that the Chargers getting at least closer. So good job with Jackson. Um, that's my good. How's your good? Are we all good? Go for it, girl. They couldn't even do it on American soil. I'll take. Okay, first win. That's something to celebrate. Repre- nice. Way to go, Jaguars. Where that thriller over there in Tottenham, over there across the pond, England, representing American interests in spreading the game of American football. That's what we have left, the Blitz. So it's either something incredibly crazy game in a good way or incredibly crazy in a bad way. Uh, I'm pretty sure you have the same answer as I do. Uh, I'm gonna go with that Bills Titans game for so many damn reasons. Had like I don't know how many league changes in like the last 4 minutes alone. You had Derrick Henry stiff arming guys like they were like I don't know. He's a freight train, man. A solo freight train. You need four more guys to tackle him down. And he's speedy, man. He finds a seam and one good stiff arm, he's off to the races. Even if you could catch him, he'll drag your ass like 40 yards plus if you try to catch him. Up to him. It's crazy. But nothing to take away from the Bills. It's very, uh, they got during the last few possessions, it was going crazy. Um, they had Cole Beasley, getting some late game heroics out there. That guy Knox, the tight end Knox, he's made some quality catches himself. Um, Bills, it was just when one team like gives the right hand, the other was going with the left. It was a posterizing grown men. Yeah, they couldn't catch up to him. Sure. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy catches. Crazy interceptions too. I think it bounced off some guy's helmet, and I don't know what defender from the Bills just like. I think it was the Bills. It was a pick. I think it was a pick six or almost a pick six. Catch a volleyball catch. This game had everything except for like onside kicks or whatever. Yes, definitely it was a treat. Nothing just yet. Currently, this game with the Astros Boston is tied still. It's top of the ninth. Uh, Astros are currently at bat. We could use a run to try to put the pressure on them. So definitely this game's coming down the wire. Other than that, we'll give it more in depth on some of the scores and future games for this weekend. More on that for Thursday show.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Sorry.
That's all right. Guys.
I don't think I don't think you guys were able to hear me. All right, that's fine. All right. Sorry, I'm just waiting for.
That's okay.
All right. Had to do some technical difficulty stuff. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. We're going ahead and start again. There we go. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening for this week's episode. Hope y'all can chill with us next time. Thank you so much for following us. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Music provided by Studio 13th Day. Got, in this case, Superfan Art. This is Danny BMD signing off, saying laters to all. Bring it home, Art. What up?
Thank you, Dan. Lesson of the day is, I don't really have a lesson of the day is, if you're not on the Tennessee Titans football team, the chances are you might get stiff-armed in the next week by King Henry himself. Remember, sports are great, but nothing without y'all, the fans. This is episode number 73.
Oh, got him.
Be cool, stay safe, keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz. Right out.
Nice.
Tasmagoria, Studio 13 Dave, Devil Dog Detailing. If you got anything you want us to promote, give us a holla. Shout out.
All right, and cut.